Wan Moi, also known as Mo Yan by pen name, was born into a poor family in 1955 in the Gaomi province of China. While Mo Yan was a child, Mo Yan attended a primary school up until 5th grade, where he was forced to drop out due to the Cultural Revolution. During that time, Mo Yan took up farm work and eventually found work in a factory in 1973. 3 years after finding work in a factory, Mo Yan enlists in the army, where he found his talent for writing. This writing later influenced him to write such books as Red Sorghum and the Garlic Ballads. But of course, growing up as a poor child and joining the People's Liberation Army were but of the few influences that influenced Mo Yan to become a Nobel Prize writer. Some of Mo Yan's greatest influences were both historical and political. Historical being that Mo Yan was in the heart of Mao Zedong's Great Leap Forward. As a farmer, this was very bad for him, as this resulted in collectivization. Collectivization was the bane of every farmer within this time frame. Collectivization resulted in a bunch of individual farms joining large collective farms, which resulted in a loss of profit to the individual farmers. To this day, Mo Yan's award is still disputed among the Chinese, as other authors who received the award were imprisoned because they were claimed convicted criminals in the eyes of the Chinese governments. This all led up to Mo Yan eventually writing the Garlic Ballads in 1995 and then receiving his Nobel Prize in Literature in 2012. But this was all but a beginning for Mo Yan. His fame did not begin from his books, unlike any other author. Mo Yan received the help of a director who later directed one of his books, which was converted into a movie, Red Sorghum. This director was known as Zhang Yimou. Zhang Yimou was known as the person that lighted the spark, which eventually bursted into a flame and got Mo Yan famous. Red Sorghum sold very well in box offices and really got Mo Yan as an author recognized and more well known, such as other authors like Mark Twain or Charles Dickens. While both Red Sorghum and the Garlic Ballads are well-known books by Mo Yan, the Garlic Ballads and Red Sorghum were both based on events that happened throughout the life of Mo Yan. The Garlic Ballads refers to Mo Yan during the Great Leap Forward, and Red Sorghum refers to the conflict between Chinese and Japanese in a conflict that began over struggles for land.